Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. Today we are diving into an application that I found last week and it is looking super interesting. This is a first impression video, but I have actually looked at a lot of videos about this application. I have also moved, I think it's 5 or 6 notes into the application because I am going to try to daily drive this, but let's just jump into the application. Now, let me just quickly tell you about the pricing here. This application is called Spaceduck and it will set you back either $8.99 USD or $11.99 USD. So that depends on whether or not you're paying monthly or yearly. So I think the yearly, which is $8.99, comes out to a total of 107 USD. Double check my math there, but I think it is something like that. So the way I would describe this application is that it feels like a blend between something like My Mind with AI organization and something like Milanote, which is a visual like project management tool. But let's go ahead and just try to add a couple of things here. So we have something called drafts, we have home, and we have spaces. So let's go ahead and just create a new space. Let's call this project. I just had to call it project. I could not find a better name. Here you can click the fine tuning AI behavior, which sort of turns this into an AI agent. You can describe your role, profession, focus, or intent. It doesn't turn it into an AI agent, actually. It gives the AI better context for how it should answer your questions, and how it just basically makes it easier for the AI to work because it has all of the context. So I could go ahead and I could describe my role and profession. I could also describe my focus and intent, but I won't do that right now. Let's go ahead and click this project one. So this is how it looks. And we can add things into here. So let me just go ahead and add an image into here. Let's do this one. And it is currently uploading. Now it is uploaded and it takes a second to actually generate the info. So now it has generated the info. If I open this up, it actually gives it tags, it gives it the colors. I can actually copy the hex codes of the different colors here. I can also see all of the tags. Now I removed one, but you can see that it actually does quite a good job at tagging things. You can organize these into categories. So let's say I wanted to create a category here. Let's call this test category. That was spelled wrong, so test. Like this, create another one. I will do an in-depth tutorial on how I am using the application when I figured out how to actually use the application. But here you can actually add things into your category. So let's say I wanted to add this into a category. I could go into here and click on categorized, put it into test, and it will appear in my categories right here. So this turns it into sort of a database. Think of this as like, I think the best example is like super tags in Tana, more like many of these object-based note-taking apps do something like this, but I would pretty much think of it as super tags. Here I can add different properties. So checkbox, date, multi-select, phone. So there are a few properties I can add here, which is great. Like you get the database functionality. But let's say I had a few tasks for this project. Let's go ahead and create a note. So let's press here, document. It is a little slow. I think my internet is acting out again. This happens to me a lot. Let's try adding it again. So a document, and here we actually have a document. And let's say this was a task. This was something I had to do. So to do for the project, let's call it that. I can actually give this a status, so I can give this to do. And we can go back here. You can actually use Markdown as well, and it has backslash functionality. So let's just give it a couple of tasks like this. Let's do a heading as well. So let me go ahead and remove that and do heading 3. So 3. So you can use Markdown here as well. You can see the word count on the right corner. You can see when it was created, and you can see the location and who actually created it. You can also add tags. So let's add productivity. This is already here because it was added when I um, uploaded the image, but I could also do test and just create a new one, and it creates a new one. So here you have the new one. What does this button do? I'm actually not sure what this does. Anyways, back to the space here. I can see my progress of my tasks here. I can also edit the workflow. So if I have a different way of or a different workflow, I can actually add that right here. You have a research assistant, so you can chat with all items in this space, which is interesting. This isn't something I've really tested out, but you have the ability to do that. Another cool thing it has is actually boards. So I can create a board and I can add documents on top of my board, and I can also add images on top of my board. So let's add this one. And it is uploading, but I can also open this document in the sidebar here, and I can start writing. And look what happens when I now jump back. These are both inside of my space. This has actually gotten the tags and the colors and everything. And this is also inside of my space. It also shows me related documents and related images, which is amazing. I really like I like AI actually finding connections for me. That is something I'm a big fan of. So we have boards here as well. You have something called drafts, which is basically like an inbox. This is where things go before you move them somewhere else. So I could quickly just press media and files and just add a file right here. Let's do this one. It starts uploading and it will end up in my draft. So it is currently generating the information, but once it is done, it will actually appear right here. So here you can see it. That this is the same image and it is in my drafts until I move it to somewhere else, a space, for example. So this is a highly visual bookmarking and project management tool. I find the application a little confusing because like you have the tasks here. You also have the spaces, which have some sort of task management because I can actually add statuses to my projects as well. So there is some sort of like task management there. I can also add statuses to my different documents or the things I capture inside of my space. And on top of that, I have checkboxes. So this might make sense if you get used to it. As of right now, I am still trying to figure that part of the application out. It has a great web clipper, which I will do a demo on in my like tutorial or full review of the application. I really like the web clipper. I just wasn't able to get it to work on Chrome today, but that is because my browser probably needs an update. I almost never use Chrome. Um, but it is available on web. There is no desktop application. I've tested out the iPhone app. It is good. Like there isn't much to say about it. The application in general feels a little rough around the edges. It is still like super early days, so you will probably have to expect some bugs and some issues, but in general, I think the application looks super interesting. It will be one I will probably keep my eye on, and as I said, I am going to test this out as a daily driver for a while now, and I will be back in a few days with a full tutorial from whenever this is published. So 1 or 2, maybe 3 days, you will have a full tutorial on this application. There is no free plan. Keep that in mind. There is no free plan. It has a 7-day free trial, but that covers it for today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I will try to get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching today's video. That is how my outro goes. I think that is how my outro goes. Thank you so much for watching.